All right, now in this video, we move into the adolescent stages. What's really important to understand about the young inner teen, which is 12 to 15, the next video, which is adolescence, which is 15 to 17, and the final video, which is 17 to 21, is that each of these developmental stages revisit whatever you did or did not learn and whatever got cued for you in the infant stage, the toddler stage, and the 3 to 6. But it inverts it. So in other words, you go through infancy, toddler, and 3 to 6, and you deal with abandonment, you deal with betrayal, you deal with shame, and you're dealing with your self-image. This then interfaces with your peers, which is the 6 to 12-year-old stage. When you go through adolescence, you review that, but you go backwards. So today, we're working with the 12 to 15-year-old. This is when we move into that real state of self-consciousness. And it's what happens with the shame and the guilt and how that kind of morphs into a real discomfort. And our task during that 12 to 15-year-old stage is to get comfortable with discomfort. Now, how that relates to your soul is that it holds the DNA blueprint of any time that you were uncomfortable with your spiritual vibrational energy. And so you turned away from your source, or you got involved in your addictions. That's very common between 12 and 15. And it's very common in other lifetimes when we were unable to manage to contain that energy. Then instead we worked with it with our addictive behavior or with destructive behavior. Or we became really focused on overpowering others. We acted it out. So what we're going to deal with today, so that you can begin to identify where in your adult life you feel this. When is it that you excessively act out? And what's right underneath that? Because right at that point, right before you overeat or overdrink or overexercise or get all invested in a relationship and lose sense of yourself, right at that moment before you discharge that energy is the vibrational connection you need to go back to the child within you who first cued that, who first experienced that. And then that's where your soul's speaking to you about another time, another place. So look for the metaphors. Describe what your experience is. And even though it feels like you're overreacting, you are going into a multidimensional bleed through that I talk about in Which Lifetime Is It Anyway? And however you are describing that, that goes back to that soul experience that needs to be resolved. Now, what I'm finding is sometimes we have the details to this and sometimes we just have the sense of it. And so in our work together, we begin to use the tapping. Do it as generically as you can. And again, if you need my help, contact me and we'll go through this process. For today, let's deal with your resistance to even looking at this. So come to the karate. Even though I have great difficulty containing this energy of my higher self, and I addict, I discharge in maladaptive ways, I do not deal with the discomfort. And so I deny, dissociate, cover up with excessive behaviors, and miss the chance to follow this thread back to its original source. But I want to step in to the part of me who has the courage to work with this so I can pull this thread, go back in the history of my soul and heal this in all dimensions of time and consciousness. All right, shake your hands out. Take a drink of water. I haven't been doing that enough in these. Again, always have water. We're dealing with the electrical system. You want to hydrate. All right. So, come to your first point. I always start with the eyebrow. This discomfort, overstimulation, inability to contain this energy, act out, discharge in maladaptive ways. They don't work. I feel even worse. Go to your rib, wrist. When I act out, I move away from myself. My self-esteem suffers. I'm so uncomfortable. It's most profound when I'm in groups, when I'm starting something new. I may even feel passionate about it, but this passion scares me. So I sabotage. A part of me gets scared, jumps on center stage, and sabotages my efforts to succeed. I want to follow this thread, to go back in time to my first remembered experience and follow that energy back to that energetic blueprint in another time of my soul where there was stress, there was trauma. And now that energetic blueprint is sending this post-traumatic like signal to me anytime I feel a similar discomfort. I want to step into the part of me who can respond, who can heal, who can begin this journey of transformation, transmutation, and change in all dimensions of time and consciousness. That energetic blueprint, so I can relax, feel peace, embrace in all dimensions of time and consciousness this energy, which allows me to speak my truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now what I didn't mention is that this is connected to your throat chakra. And so it's all about getting comfortable so you can speak your truth. And you speak your truth in new situations. So look for all those cues. Again, if you need my assistance, contact me. There's a 15-minute free complimentary assessment where you and I can decide if this is one of the soul themes that you need help on. All right, thank you, and be well.